Millions of people around the world rely on experts to invest wisely and responsibly on their behalf, not just for themselves, but also for the generations that follow. The long-term investors who are members of the Pacific Pension and Investment Institute, or PPI, also think in terms of generations. With a view that extends beyond tomorrow's trades, PPI members are looking to understand the investment horizon on the coming decade and beyond, particularly in the Pacific Rim.
Well, PPI is a community. It's a community of peers and very senior professionals of institutions around the world that have the same mission, and that is to deliver positive returns for the beneficiaries and our stakeholders. We invite people and institutions to participate based on their ability to contribute and raise the level of dialogue.
From the earliest days of the Institute at the home of PPI's founder, Larry Hull, the spirit of community was already present, and that first group of members relied on that spirit as they looked to each other and to other experts to explore the new opportunities emerging in the Asia-Pacific region. Over the next several years, these members, and new ones too, retained their clear-eyed focus on the Pacific Rim, even during periods of turmoil and uncertainty. Despite, and perhaps because of, challenges, PPI members have gathered regularly to gain a deeper understanding of what is going on now and what may be down the road. Not only has PPI weathered these crises, but it has also been strengthened as a result, growing in size and diversity from one generation of PPI to the next.
We are extremely proud of our institutional culture and our ability to generate an incredibly powerful perspective of the institutional investment landscape. You can't find that at other industry events.
PPI is one of the only conferences I go to now. I come to PPI for two reasons. One, I think the content is excellent. It's differentiated and it's always cutting edge. I also come for the people. The people are smart, intellectually curious, and just a warm, fun group of people to be around and learn new things.
Having a forum where you have leaders from the investment world and the government and policy world to explore and exchange ideas around what's happening around the globe, it is unique.
What PPI brings together is investment professionals, asset owners, who are from all different corners of the world itself, with different perspectives, coming together in one location, trying to understand, identify what are the key problems, and talk about how to then navigate those issues. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's where, more brains is better than one in navigating this together.
As economic, political, and technological systems evolve and become more complex, it is increasingly difficult to identify actionable intelligence for long-term investment decision-making. But when the PPI community comes together, it aims to cut through the noise and the rhetoric with clarity, candor, and purpose.
People seek to find solutions, to find truth, to find understanding, irrespective of where they may sit on the political spectrum and or the country that they live in, where when you're at other venues or conferences, people aren't digging as deep.
I've been coming to PPI now for 3-4 years, and I always look forward to coming back. The agenda is always extremely interesting. The panelists and speakers are suddenly people who have deep expertise in their areas, and we have very lively and interesting debates. We can really speak our minds, and there aren't many setups where we have the ability to do that these days. So people can have strong opinions, but they are free to voice them, and we always have a good debate.
In these polarized times, to be able to bring people that think differently. It's a very diverse group of practitioners from all over the globe. And the culture here is for frank discussion and exchange of ideas, but it's always cordial and it's always meant to be taken in the spirit of how do we make better decisions going forward for the institutions that we represent.
I remember at the round table in Mumbai, India, we had a really wide range of perspectives in the room, regarding investments in India. Some who were optimistic, others who were cautious and curious to see the impact of the reforms, and some who were just not so enthusiastic. Maybe they have been burnt in the past. It is the kind of perspective that we need to hear, viewpoints from all sides, unfiltered.
From our standpoint, because we've been focused in Latin America, we look at Mexico, Colombia, Peru, and Chile as the right representation of that continent for PPI. So we think PPI's leadership into accessing Latin America is going to be very powerful. They can learn a lot from those countries, but also I think that the countries in Latin America will learn so much from the conversations that are happening at a global level within US and Canada and the rest of Asia.
Perhaps PPI's most durable value, from its past 25 years to the next 25, is the strength of the community, the relationships that are built. This is a founding principle of PPI, and this core DNA will continue through the generations.
I think what keeps me feeling good about being part of PPI is that they really provide that opportunity to connect. And it's the connectedness that gives us the opportunities to invest in areas where we might not otherwise do it. It's really about those relationships that you build.
I think that's where the strength of PPI comes in, because of its membership. Who is attracted to join? I have ability to reach out to my Japanese peer, my Swedish peer, and what you get is a melting pot of different perspectives.
I got to know a large group of fellow investors just in the first conference that I attended, and since then we've managed to reach out and keep in touch even between these events. I was just going through the attendees list, and I think under almost every letter of the alphabet there's someone that I'm looking forward to seeing, which is something quite special for an event like this.
PPI is much like a family, so you meet friends that you've maybe not seen for a while. It's a very distinct culture of friendship, peership, collaboration, dialogue, and mutual understanding amongst peers from literally all over the world.
Over the next 25 years, I think that the institutional investing landscape is going to continue to be a challenging one as we look at the opportunities for deploying long-term capital, but also making certain that the decisions that are made by the investment committees and by the boards of trustees of these institutions are going to give them the best opportunity to deliver the returns that are going to be able to sustain the organizations that they represent. So it's not just the delivery of these programs, but the work that we do in the follow-on to continue to invest in our relationships that we develop by virtue of these programs. And so we're looking to continue building those relationships and the network in all of the countries in which we are conducting our programs. And we're excited about the next 25 years of doing the same kind of high-level programming. See how that feels. So we're still practicing, or is this a tape?
We're just going to record even our practice sessions. So,
oh.
Everyone just grab whatever's best. Yep. So whenever you're ready.
You guys are just not honest, right? This is not what I thought I was going to get.
You got one favorite speaker though that you're looking forward to, or you just saw?
Hey, it's like a family here. I like them all. That's
well, I think we're all set then. Awesome. And one final question. This is a very important question. Why are Canadians so nice?
Because we sustain on maple syrup and Canadian bacon.